Hey YouTube, blessings to you. Happy Monday everybody. Sorry, the last couple of days have been really tough, and I kind of just want to dive into it. As you know, well, a lot of you don't know, but for those who do, I'm going to be telling a story about what happened in Puerto Rico. And this is, I want to make clear, a very sensitive time in my life and Jonathan's life. And I'm not coming on here to bash him in any way. I kind of wanted to tell this story, my side of the story, for people's awareness on this topic. The topic is suicide. So people who, if I would never wish this on anybody, but if you are ever in this type of situation, I want to do this video to potentially help somebody, because I didn't know exactly what to do. And being alone in that situation was hard. So I also want to give a huge thanks to his friends and the people that I was communicating with, mainly, and this is, again, these are the people, I know there was people that were, there was a lot of people, a lot of love coming my way, concerned about him. But the main people that I spoke with, I want to give a huge shout out to Lala. Without you, I would have been 100% lost. By you caring so much for Jonathan and me and my well-being, and well, both of our well-beings, you saved both of us. J.O. reached out to me around 11 o'clock that day. And although I was getting so many messages from everybody, I'm really happy that I responded to yours, J.O., because you helped me a lot as well. And Jonathan. Jeremy and Mims, I'm thankful for you guys as well. And everybody else, I'm sorry if I didn't name everybody, but thank you guys, everyone, for your help. April 1st, 2021 was the worst day of my life. April 2nd, 2021 was the second worst day of my life. Thursday morning, I went down to go get breakfast at the hotel. Without me knowing, Jonathan had already posted his video. And I was downstairs getting my food. He came downstairs and was normal. I didn't see anything wrong. Just normal, happy Jonathan. I told him, hey, I'm gonna go upstairs and eat my food. We're gonna go leave to the adventure park in about 30 minutes. He said, okay. Stood in line to get food. I went upstairs, and as soon as I got on my phone, that's when I saw the video and saw numerous comments under my post saying to help Jonathan. And I'm lost, because I'm like, what? So I go and watch the video. I'm like, I just saw him. So I'm automatically freaking out, like, what? Okay, so I go downstairs. He's standing in line, normal. And I ask him, and my first thing, when I'm anxious about something, I turn to anger. So I asked him, what is this? And he says, video. And I say, oh, are you okay? What's going on? He says it's an April Fool's joke. I'm like, this shit's not funny. Go back upstairs. He comes up 10 minutes later and says, and I'm at this point, I don't know if it's real or not. I call, it's 8 a.m. there, it's 5 a.m. in LA. I call up Lala. She's the first person I called up, and I told her, watch this video. She gets in touch with his friends, and I'm freaking out because I don't know what to do. We were about to leave to go to a very, very long day away, an hour away from the hotel. Like, do I cancel the plans? Do I go along with it? What do I do? So he comes upstairs and says that it's not a joke. He didn't know it was April Fool's. He just said that to make me feel better. I'm like, so is it, what do you, I'm lost at this point. Like, what do you want me to do? And I shut down. Emotionally, I shut down. At that point, I was angry. Because it's our last day in Puerto Rico, and I'm not sure if this person needs help or not. I'm confused, I'm in shock, and I'm starting to become traumatized because I do not know how to help this person. He's like, no, we're gonna go, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna, like normal, we're gonna have a good time at the adventure park. And at that point, I'm like, my day is kind of ruined because my phone is just going off the hook. Comments, DMs, emails, phone calls, texts, everybody concerned. And he didn't want me to update anybody. And if he did want me to update somebody, I felt like if, you know, I posted something on Instagram or whatever I posted on, he would run. And it's like I had to keep my eye on him the entire day. And it got frustrating. I told him I was pissed at him because I was put in a very, very tough spot. My friend Lala called me. She said she wanted to talk to him. He took my phone, answered and said, hey, Lala, that's not my phone. I have to give it back, and hung up twice. The first time I didn't realize what he did. Then the second time when he hung up on her again, I'm like, okay, this is not cool. So me and Lala talked. Lala was the reason why I called the suicide hotline. And she's also the reason why I called the police. I got on the phone with Jo. We did a three-way. Well, let me back up. When I told Jonathan that I was pissed at him, he walked off and said, I'm sorry for bothering you, and went to God knows where. I'm just like, bro, I just can't. I gotta keep an eye on him, but this is like, it was just a lot. So I called Lala and Jo. I put them on a three-way. I said, what do I do? We called the suicide hotline. They did not speak English. Called the police. It hung up on Jo and Lala, and they're not speaking English. I'm like, let me talk to the security guard, have him translate. And I'm like looking at him like, sir, I do not know where this guy went. It's been about 20 minutes. He's contemplating suicide. I need your help. I don't speak Spanish. 911 isn't helping me, please. So security guard talked to 911. And I consistently throughout the day kept going up to him like, hey, like, you know, how long, like, what, do you have any update? And he said no. It could take an hour, it could take hours, it could take all day. Which makes no sense to me. Like, y'all are the police. But I also did not want, I didn't want the police to come to the little rainforest park that we were at, because was kids there. And I was trying to handle the situation as best I could with him not going off and doing something there. I didn't know if he had anything in his backpack. So just made me very uncomfortable. He started saying different things about suicide and death and depression. I just kept telling him to stop. Like, I don't want to hear this. Like, it was tough. I tried my best to give him advice, the best advice that I could. J.O. was telling me what to tell him. And it's hard when you're not as close to somebody who is thinking about doing this, because do they really believe what you're saying? We finished the day at the adventure park, Rainforest Park. We get to the mall and he spoke with a family member and became more upset and told me that person is going to feel really bad because that's going to be the last time that they hear from him. And then he started telling me about his little stickers that had all his bank account info on them and passwords, and told me where to find them. And again, I became uncomfortable. I called Ava, or texted Ava, I think, at that point, and told her about what he was saying. And so she said that I should call the police once I get back to the hotel, and I did. And when the police came, I was honestly scared. Scared for him, scared for me. I knew that calling the police to check on him would change a lot of things, and it did. The first thing he said once he saw the police was, "You know they kill our kind, right?" And I told him, "I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to help you. I don't want you to go. There's so many people that want you to be here." The police tried talking to him. He cried out and told them how he was feeling, and they still couldn't do anything. So they told me I could get a court order. I think it's called a 408 or something. That would basically force him out the room. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. It was already 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, we're not going down that route. So the police left, and then he posted another video on TikTok saying that I was selfish, basically trying to help. And I know he was upset. I understand that. I do. But because of that video, I got a lot of harassment and some threats, bullying, because I tried to help. And I'm a very sensitive person already, so reading those messages and DMs and comments, they hurt, because all I tried to do was help. All day I tried to help and make sure that he was okay. I had to keep an eye on him all day. I tried to update people as much as I could. It's just like a dagger thrown in my back. So Lala kept telling me, it's not my responsibility anymore. Like, you did all that you could do. I'm sorry that this is happening to you. So I decided to go out that night, have fun, try to have fun. He called me that night asking me, it's like 1 in the morning, I think. Oh no, it was midnight, asking me for some Advil, because his head was hurting, I'm guessing, from crying. But I had seen that he had posted another video that he was gonna get help. So I'm like, good, great. I went to his room. When I got back, he didn't answer the door, so I was like, okay, I'm assuming he's asleep. So I slept good. The morning, April 2nd, I'm packing up my things. He comes in my room, it's like 9:30. And he said, I got your Uber. And I said, why? And he said, well, I thought your flight's at 10:30. I said, no, mine's at 3. He said, oh, okay, I'll cancel it. I missed my flight, I'm not going. So what do you mean you're not going? He said, I'm not going with you to LA, I'm staying here. So I'm like, I cannot do another day of this. I cannot do this again. I thought the plan was you were coming back. Like, I slept better last night knowing that you were gonna come with me. I said, no. A lot of people don't know, but I have anxiety, and I used to suffer from panic attacks when I was younger. It's been a very, very long time that I had a panic attack in the hotel room after he told me he wasn't going. And he was the only person there to comfort me. Someone who basically caused the panic attack. I just broke down. I was mentally just done. I went outside, I called his friends again, and they said that he should be getting on the plane because he consented to getting help. So I guess they called him. I come back in the room, he says, oh, don't worry, I booked the same flight as you. So I'm like, okay. So I finished packing, head downstairs, he calls the Uber. Said all I want to do is get to the airport and eat there, and then that's it. He said, okay, I'm gonna go live. So he goes live on Instagram and says, hey, Kamila and I are in the car, headed to the airport. We get closer to the airport, he calls Jo and says, hey, don't worry about picking me up tonight, Blanca's gonna do it. He calls Blanca and says, hey, don't worry about picking me up, JL's gonna do it. So I'm looking at him like, oh, no. He's about to do something. He gets out the car, gets my luggage, he gives me a hug, very, very tight hug. Says, you're gonna do great things. Gets back in the Uber and says, by the way, I lied, and drives off. And when he means he lied, he means going with me to the airport, coming inside with me, going back to LA. I'm like, I cannot. I called Jo and I said, he turned off his phone. He's not with me. He went back into the Uber. Jo suggests again for me to call the police. I'm like, look, I've done all that I can do. At this point, to me, it's like a back and forth. It's messing with my head. I can't do this anymore. Like, I told him that earlier in the room, I can't do this anymore. So John then changed his bio to something so tragic. And I'm still not sure if he meant to name my name. He ended up coming back or going to the airport 3 hours later. I'm assuming he went to the beach because he kept asking me that morning, what beach should we go to? He gets on the flight. When we land in Miami, if you want me to be completely honest, I didn't want to be around him. So I stayed in the bathroom until he passed. 20 minutes later, I went to go wash my hands and I set my camera down. And I left my camera in the bathroom. And when I realized, I went back and it was gone. And people don't understand how much that camera is my life. Literally been through so much with that camera. And it's the content on the camera, my SIM card, the whole Puerto Rico trip, BTS from Soul Tide that I was saving to edit, a spa day at Glen Ivy Hot Springs, $500 spa day. All that content gone. People, you know, it's just a camera, it's not. That's my job. Literally, my job. My whole life on that camera. It's how I eat. It's how I live. While searching for my camera, I ended up missing my flight. And to the rebooking agent, I begged her to get me on the last flight. And then I realized my luggage is on that flight. The first flight. So I also want to say a special thanks to my parents who went to the airport early to go pick up my luggage. What's crazy about all that is they couldn't get the luggage door open for the 10:20 p.m. flight. And so an hour and a half later when I landed, that's when they finally opened up that door. So it's kind of like perfect timing. But I want to thank my parents for waiting an hour and a half early for luggage that was not there, because I was freaking out. It's like, I already lost my camera, I missed the flight, I can't lose my luggage, and I can't have it just stay sitting there. I don't want someone to take it. It's just a lot. I got a new camera. Thanks to my parents. Thank you. And to all the people that have reached out and asked about my well-being and how I am. Thank you. You know, Jonathan is getting help. I needed to. I'm not even gonna lie. This was a lot to deal with in 2 days, 3 days. It's been a lot. I'm hoping to get that help soon. The car's in the shop, so I haven't been able to go too many places. But thank you guys so much for watching. New content coming more than ever now that I got a new camera. I'm not taking advantage of it now. We filming every day if I can. Now my nose is plugged. But yes, thank you again to everybody that was there for me and Jonathan on Thursday and Friday. I couldn't have done it alone. I mean, I was alone with him, but I for sure, if I had nobody else, no resources to reach out to, I mean, you guys saved both of us. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. More content will be coming soon. Blessings to you all. Have a happy rest of your week.